Welcome back. Moderna reporting better than expected results in the last hour. Moderna also reporting that its COVID vaccine is 93% effective through 6 months, but it does come as the Delta variant spreads across the globe. Let's talk about the quarter and what is ahead for Moderna with Moderna CEO Stephane Bancel. And Stephane, it is wonderful to see you again. Thanks very much for being here. I say it all the time. Congrats and thank you from all of us to your team of leadership and scientists who are having an incredible impact on this country and this world.
Good morning, Maria. Thank you so much for the kind words.
So what drove the quarter, Stephane? Also, I want to get your take on when you will get full approval from the FDA. What drove the quarter and what are you expecting in that regard?
Yes, so we had a very strong quarter, Maria. We had $4.4 billion of sales, $2.8 billion of net income. We had a very strong cash generation of $4 billion in the quarter. We are now sitting on $12.2 billion of cash, which is why, by the way, this morning we announced that the board has authorized our first share buyback for up to $1 billion. And we have already announced this morning that for next year, we already have $12 billion of advance purchase agreement for 2022, plus 8 billion options, plus many discussions ongoing. And for this year, we have signed advance purchase agreements with countries around the world for $20 billion. So the business is in great shape. And the product making a lot of progress. As you said, we've released this morning the 6-month through efficacy data. There's going to be final data going to the BLA for full approval. We have started the rolling BLA with the FDA in May, and we're expecting to submit the last piece in August this very month.
So you've announced that the vaccine booster produced robust immune response against the Delta variant. What can you tell us about that in terms of the really danger around the Delta variant, Stephane? You know, we had Dr. Ben Carson on a week ago, and he said, yes, while the Delta variant is very contagious, it's not as virulent as some people worry about. What can you tell us about that?
So we're still learning a lot. It's clearly very contagious versus the old strain. We have a hospitalization going up, in many places in the country, especially places that are unvaccinated. What I can tell you is the data we are announcing this morning is if you give a third dose of a Moderna vaccine, you see 42 times increase in antibodies with the same vaccine as a third dose compared to the level of antibody after the second dose. So we think we have the tools to be here to help and to continue to keep Americans safe so that we can run the economy and kids can go to school.
The World Health Organization, as you know, Stephane, is calling for a halt to the COVID-19 vaccine booster shots through at least next month in an attempt to get more people from poorer countries vaccinated. What's your take on the booster shot at Moderna? When might we expect that? And I know that you're in, phase 2 trials there. Tell me what to expect on the booster.
Yes, on the booster, we are waiting for a bit more data because the data I just shared with you, Maria, is for the booster of the existing vaccine. We have tried also in human already, a booster of the South Africa strain of the beta virus. And also, we've announced this morning that we're also working on the Delta booster. And so that data is going to come together in the coming months. And when we see the totality of the data, we will pick the best booster. But countries might start already. You might have heard, in Germany, in France, in the UK, in Israel, they say that they're going to start boosting the elderly, people who got the vaccine in the first wave last, December and January and February, to get a booster as soon as September, because those are respiratory viruses. They are more dangerous in the fall and winter, as we know too well. And so it's important that people who got vaccinated a long time ago, especially with vaccines that had lower efficacy, be protected so they are not hospitalized this fall and winter.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know that we talked about the COVID disaster a lot, and we continue to see this as sort of the central portion of your incredible technology, the mRNA technology. I want to get to what else is you're looking at in terms of mRNA, but let me stay on COVID for a second. You shipped 102 million doses in the first quarter. How many did you ship in the second quarter, and what are you expecting in terms of those shipments rest of the year, Stephane?
Yes, Maria, we shipped 200 million doses in the second quarter. We are on track to deliver because of a ramp that you are seeing. We doubled the output between the first quarter and the second quarter. We are on track to deliver between 800 million and 1 billion doses this year. And next year, depending on the dose of a booster, which we don't know yet, if it's going to be 50 microgram or 100 microgram, we need to wait for the clinical data. It will be between 2 to 3 billion doses next year. So I expect we should be able to at least double the output next year, maybe even triple it.
This is just extraordinary, Stephane. You have to be sitting here just, just grateful for your team of scientists and the people that you have doing all of this. You are in a very different position today than just a few years ago, Stephane. Tell me about the innovation going on at Moderna. I know that you're looking at this mRNA technology as uses beyond COVID and looking at the flu, Zika, HIV, even cancer. So we'll get into that. But first, assess the company for us, because you're in a very different place today than you were just a few years ago after so many years, a decade or more, of working on these vaccines.
Exactly, Maria. I mean, the most important piece, I think, for people to think about is this is a platform company. Okay. Traditionally, in biotech and pharmaceuticals, every drug is different, which is why most drugs fail. It takes so long to develop new medicine. It's so expensive to develop new medicine. Well, we think this is a totally new way to do medicine. I think medicine for the last 100 years was an analog industry, an analog business. And with Moderna, the pharmaceutical industry is moving into the 21st century into digital medicine. We use the same 4 letters to code every product. And so, as you say, we have very exciting vaccines in the pipeline. You mentioned seasonal flu, you mentioned RSV. RSV is the second respiratory killer before the pandemic in terms of respiratory virus. But our vision, Maria, is to combine all those products. What we're trying to do at Moderna is to get you a single one-dose boost per year that you get, late summer and fall, where you get your seasonal flu, your COVID variant of the time that will be circulating in the country, and your RSV in a single dose. There is today no vaccine against RSV. We are losing 14,000 Americans every year to RSV, close to 200,000 hospitalization. And seasonal flu, as you know, they don't really work very well. In the good year, 60% efficacy. In the bad year, it's more in the 30% efficacy. We think we can get great efficacy vaccine with good duration, like we've showed with the COVID vaccine this morning, and with combinations, so you have more protected against many more viruses. But as you say, this is only respiratory virus. We're working against many other viruses like HIV and CMV and Zika and others. But also therapeutics. I think most people have not appreciated that Moderna is working on therapeutics. We're working on cancer. We have 4 cancer drugs in the clinic right now. We're working on autoimmune disease. We're working on cardiac disease. And now we also started in rare genetic disease. We have 23 drugs that are in development and many more that our scientists in the labs are working on. And so what is big difference today is we know the science works. Before we believed mRNA was going to work. Well, now everybody knows mRNA provides very efficacious product. And now we are cash flow positive. For the last 10 years, we raised $5 billion from investors. We were always very constrained with cash. Look, we have so much excess cash right now that we are buying back shares. We announced this morning our first share buyback plan for up to $1 billion. We're also going to go into doing acquisition, not of old technology, but of new nucleic acid technology. So things like gene therapy, gene editing, mRNA, those things we are very interested to complement and expand the platform even further.
Yeah, I mean, that gets lost sometimes in all of the headlines. The fact that you've got 43 other drugs in development. Stephane, you just received the FDA Fast Track designation for RSV. This is the respiratory syncytial virus. Did I say that correctly? Tell me about the data and what that showed. Thank you. And what that showed with regard to the RSV vaccine.
Yes, so what we've shown in human is that we can boost 11 times the level of neutralizing antibody in the elderly. And that's really the population at risk here, which is why we got the fast track from the FDA. And so the team, as we speak, is planning for a phase 2/3 for this program to get it to market as fast as we can. And the FDA, thanks to the fast track, is going to help us. And just want to add, Maria, we have 23 new drugs in development.
23 new drugs. Thank you for that. Okay. Let me ask you about cancer, because this mRNA technology is expanding the possibilities, of course, and you mentioned it a moment ago. How will mRNA and this technology be applied to cancer? We are on the cusp of something enormous here in terms of cancer treatment and finally addressing cancer, some cancers that can be treated. It is not a killer. What can you tell us with regard to cancer and mRNA?
Yeah, so we have 4 drugs that are in clinical trial in cancer for what we call solid tumors. So think, lung cancer, skin cancer, breast cancer, and so on. And so what we are doing in one of our most exciting programs is we're designing a product just for you in 60 days. We take a biopsy of your tumor in a hospital. We next-gen sequence it, meaning we read all the letters of your DNA of your cancer cell. We do the same for a healthy cell of your body. We send both to the Amazon AWS to compare letter by letter of a 3 gigabyte of information to see where has your cancer cell mutated. Because like the COVID virus is mutating, well, cancer cells are basically mutation of your healthy cells. So once we know that, the information comes back into our factory, and we make a product just for you, for your genetic signature. We do that in 60 days. It's a product injected in your arm, and you get it every 3 weeks. The study is ongoing. It's a phase 2 study in melanoma, so in skin cancer. And it is a head-to-head study with the best drug on the market today, Keytruda from Merck. And so we're looking forward to seeing the data.
Stephane, what do you want to say to people who are worried because they're hearing cases of people who got a vaccine but then got COVID anyway? Anything that you could educate us on in that regard?
Sure. I mean, no vaccine is 100% efficacious forever. The good news I will tell those people who get sick is you get less sick because you got vaccinated versus if you had not been vaccinated. So it was a great decision to get vaccinated. And I'll tell them that it'll be important to keep getting booster. It's a bit like flu, Sometimes you get a flu shot and you get infected by flu and are sick with flu. But the good news is you are less sick than if you were not. And the vaccine still prevents wonderfully, hospitalization and deaths. And that's what really matters, is if we can get this disease under control by having flu-like symptoms when you are down for a couple of days, but you don't get to the hospital, that's how we save lives, and that's how we keep the economy open.
Stephane, do you believe we're going to go through with this plan of giving away the intellectual property of the COVID vaccines, despite all of the years and work and energy and time and money that you and your colleagues in the industry have put into this?
So it's tough to know at this stage, Maria, because as you know, some countries like the US are supporting the waiver. Some countries, thankfully, like Germany and Japan are not. And I think it's very important. If we were to waive the IP, it will not add 1 dose of mRNA vaccine to the world in 2021 or 2022. And that's because there is no factories sitting idle with mRNA. This is a new technology. So the IP waiver is not going to provide more mRNA vaccine, and because mRNA vaccines have the best efficacy, people around the world want the best product. So this is not going to help. But as you say, Maria, what it could do a lot of damage. Think about it. If 10 years ago there had been an IP waiver, Do you think Moderna would have been able to raise $5 billion in the last 10 years to invest in the science if our investors would not have known if they could return their capital and return on that capital? I don't think so. And same for BioNTech, which is the technology behind Pfizer. As you know, this is not Pfizer product. This is the technology coming from BioNTech, another startup. So think about where the world will be with this pandemic if we had had basically BioNTech and Moderna not existing.
Well, that's exactly right. And that's why I said, you know, with all of the time and money and energy spent going into this, to just give it away, I have real issues with this. Okay, as we end here, Stephane, let me just ask you your thoughts on how many new markets you think are being opened for Moderna, given all of this work. I mean, you're talking about being very well positioned with regard to COVID, but then you've got all of these other areas. You're enrolling studies in oncology, cardiology, rare diseases, which are certainly creating new and significant markets. How many new and significant markets, Stephane?
So I think it depends on what time frame you think about, Maria. You know, we have 23 drugs today. Could I see a world where in a year or two we have 40 drugs? Yes, I believe this is possible. And could we be a couple of years after with 100 drugs, 100 drugs in development? I think so. I think the piece that people are going to be the most surprised about as we scale the company is how we are going to have a very high success rate for the drug. The old small molecule technology of pharma has a lot of toxicity, which is why you see 90% of products failing in clinical studies. With this new technology, we use the same 4 chemicals to make every mRNA that we use. And so I believe that the probability of the drugs in the clinic to get to market is totally a game changer versus traditional medicine, and that's why people are not getting it yet.
It sure is a game changer. Stephane, it's great to have you. Thank you, and congratulations on those 23 drugs in the pipeline right now. Good to see you this morning, sir. Have a wonderful day, and thank you. Stephane Bancel.